the best in the world.
What I'd like to have right now.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Because I was right when I was cool.
Are you ready?
It doesn't matter!
Oh, I said, are you ready?
I'm a sexy beast, baby!
I was up all night.
And
And after 2 long weeks, we are back with
Was it really 2 weeks?
Yes, it was 2
It
weeks. We didn't
doesn't feel
shoot it.
like
The
it.
streak has ended. The streak of weekly episodes has ended.
That streak is over. Okay.
We had
I'm glad we're in agreement.
but I'm glad we're back. I missed you.
I missed you, and I'm glad to be back doing the show. It's
I'm
good to
glad
see
you
your
were able
face.
to-
It's good to see your new T-shirt.
Thank you. I'm glad you were able to enjoy Mania weekend.
It was great.
That's awesome.
It was great. It was, yeah.
Unfortunately, I guess we had a lot planned for this episode, and then unfortunately we were thrown a pretty big curveball on Tuesday evening, and
Yeah, he passed away Tuesday.
I found out at midnight.
Yeah, but
it
he passed
happened
away at around 6. About 20.
6 Arizona
5:40.
6 Arizona time, so
Yeah.
that might have been like
5:40 was the report on TMZ.
so that might have been like close to 9 o'clock our time or New York time.
Is it that far back?
Is it?
Arizona?
Like 2 or 3 hours maybe.
I know I was in New Orleans. It was an hour back. I don't know what the difference is
Mhm.
in AZ.
Yeah, but unfortunately, after the amazing weekend that Warrior had, it was his first weekend back with the company. He announced in his Hall of Fame speech, he signed a multi-year
Yeah.
ambassador deal. After nearly 2 decades, he was finally back on good terms with WWE.
And with Vince.
Yeah, like there was a picture up on that Stephanie tweeted
Yeah.
of the two of them hugging, and
Yeah.
Warrior looked excited. There was a picture of Warrior with Hogan and Pat Patterson.
I saw that. I saw the picture with Warrior and Hall.
Yeah.
That was another picture that was really,
So like
really cool to
it
me.
seems like he made peace with all of these people that he had issues with in the past.
Yeah. And one of the things that I enjoyed reading after his passing was, most of the interviews, because I don't know if people know this, but apparently, it's being reported that Vince McMahon has been very shaken up by Warrior's death.
Yeah. Wait, hold on one second. Let me see. Yeah, it seems that he is pretty shaken up by it. Just
Yeah, and
like I know there was a quote he quoted, like, "I didn't always like you, but I always loved you."
Yes, that's what I was just gonna say.
But I think we've all been shaken up by just the fact,
Yeah.
like I mentioned to you earlier, like with a lot of other wrestler deaths, as far as like older wrestlers, not counting like Owen and Eddie and Benoit and Pillman, but because they were on the active roster. But like as far as like older wrestlers, they're usually out of the spotlight, and I think just the whole irony in all of this is just that he was finally back.
Yeah, I mean,
On good terms. He made peace with everybody. He put everything. I guess everybody put everything behind them, and they were looking forward. And I
Yeah,
think that's what shocked everybody.
People have been reporting that he didn't look well all weekend. That
Mm-hmm.
he looked like he was going to blow a gasket. I just want to say this. I can only imagine how he must have been feeling.
I mean, a lot of wrestlers we've seen haven't looked well.
No. But, he just looked well, that he was red and sweaty. I would imagine the way he looked at Mania and on Raw was how he looked throughout the weekend.
I mean, we've seen
Just
wrestlers look
imagine
worse.
burying that hatchet and how good that must have felt.
Yeah.
There was not one person that he didn't come to terms with this weekend.
Yeah, and I feel like
So imagine how just overwhelming that is.
Mm-hmm.
So of course it's probably going to look surreal and this and that. And I wasn't there with him. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
he did look like he was sick. But I will say that had to have played out on his face. in my
and I
opinion.
think just, I guess, like, what the most tragic part in all of this is, like, I knew he had daughters. I didn't know they were that young.
I didn't know they were that young. I knew he had kids, but I had no idea.
I thought they were
that
maybe
young.
like our age, in their 20s, considering his age.
Yeah,
but I guess,
because,
I mean, maybe he just waited to be out of the business to have kids so he can devote his time to them, and that's what it seems like he did. Like, I did listen to a lot of podcasts with Court Bauer, former WWE writer, who did do a lot of business with Warrior.
Yeah.
And he did mention, like, he didn't even let his girls go on the school bus. He would drive them himself to school. He was always there for them.
Yeah.
And just from his Hall of Fame speech, you can tell how much he loved them. And
He
I think
chose to walk out with his daughters.
with them instead of divas. And I thought
That was amazing. That was
Yeah.
such a big thing.
And that's why I chose that picture for our homepage.
Yeah.
For the Warrior, I was like, I can choose any picture. I thought that was just what described them the best. Like as far as Jim Hellwig, the man, not Ultimate Warrior, the
Yeah.
character. And I think that's just the hardest part is what they have to go through. Yeah, he made closure with WWE and the fans, but these girls have to grow up without him now. His wife has to go on.
Young age. I mean,
Yeah.
that one girl looked like she had to be 10.
Yeah, they're not much older than my daughter. You know, like
It's one of the cool things that came out this week was that WWE sent people to help.
yeah, I thought that was
his
really
wife,
cool of them.
Diana, not Dana, right?
Dana.
Oh, it is Dana.
Yeah.
His wife, Dana, and I just think that was really, really cool.
Yeah,
Some people have kind of brought up, not to be negative, but some people kind of brought up the treatment that Warrior is getting versus when Randy Savage.
yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
And it's funny because
I mean, do you
Lanny
think-
Poffo was at Access. I had the
like
privilege of meeting
had
him.
he not been on good terms with them, do you think he would have gotten? He wouldn't have gotten that kind of treatment, or the family wouldn't have gotten that treatment.
Probably not, especially considering the fact that they just saw him.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like he got inducted and then a year later he passed away. This is all.
You
fresh.
think maybe all of the excitement and the adrenaline of this weekend might have?
That's what I think
contributed to
it was, man.
Because I feel like for somebody
Just
that's
think about all that closure.
for somebody
The kind
that's been out of the
intense person
spotlight
that he
for so
was.
long, I think maybe just the excitement of being on stage at the Hall of Fame and being on stage at Mania, being in the ring on Raw for the first time in
And
18
it's
years.
different when you go to like one of these autograph signings and you're in gimmick. It's another when you're on that stage and you hear that music for the first time.
Yeah,
in
and
that
just
setting.
the shaking of the ropes. And
Yeah.
I think
Oh well, first of all, he was red and sweaty before he got to those ropes.
Yeah.
After he shook the ropes the first time, though, he was blown up. Mm-hmm.
like I know he even like poked fun at it in his speech, and he made fun of himself blowing up during his speech.
Yeah.
But
And,
just-
and we definitely got to talk about that speech because that was coincidence.
his Hall of Fame speech.
Yeah, no. His
or
Hall
the
of Fame
Raw
speech was
the
different.
Raw promo.
I just think the Raw speech was just coincidence. I don't
Yeah.
think.
I think just
I don't think he. Knew,
I think maybe
I
the
don't think he had like a doctor's appointment 3 days before.
Yeah.
So he knew he was gonna pass away before.
No, I think
so.
I honestly think maybe just the excitement of the weekend.
That's what I'm going.
And then
with.
maybe Tuesday was finally like the calm down. Like he was he was probably on adrenaline all weekend. Just the audience and even having all these young wrestlers come up to him and tell him how much they admire him. And I feel like maybe just all of the excitement and then finally like kind of like when you're on when you're like high and you come down from it, it's like a shock. So maybe I don't know. Maybe his body wasn't used to that, or maybe his heart was. I don't know. I mean, whatever he did in the past might have an effect on that, and
I just know that it really meant the world to me. That I was not expecting him to. When he was announced for the Hall of Fame, I was not expecting him to be so involved with the company.
Yeah.
And get a deal and all these things. And for now to not see that relationship grow after, over 10 years of feuding and
Almost
words
20.
and court and there's a lot of shit. And the first DVD, which you could tell in his Hall of Fame speech,
It did bother
he was
him.
really bothered by it.
Yeah, I actually ordered the new one, the Blu-ray.
Oh, it's sold out everywhere. I just didn't even bother.
I checked Best Buy. I was gonna order it on Best Buy and pick it up at the store, but it was
Uh-huh.
sold out, so I just ordered it from WWE. So I should be getting it this week.
I didn't even bother because
I'm pretty sure it's probably sold out on WWE by now.
I was gonna get it in Walmart, but they only had the DVD.
Okay.
So I just said, you know what?
So I
I'll
should
wait
be
till
getting it
come
this
back
week.
to the city. But then again, this was
Before it happened.
the afternoon that he passed away. So I'm like, oh, I'll get it when I come back to the city.
Yeah.
And then you told me that you couldn't find it anywhere. So I
Yeah, I
didn't
couldn't
bother
find it.
to
I
check on
checked Best
Shop.
Buy.
I didn't want to go on Amazon and have to pay $40 for it. So
Yeah, I think it came out to like 30 with the shipping and everything on WWE.
yeah, well, we'll talk about WWE and their shipping and their prices too. Thanks to my experiences at Access. Yeah, we'll talk about that at some point. But very unfortunate.
I mean, just even the outpouring of all the superstars and like even superstars he did have issues with in the past.
And also, from what I understand, I didn't get to watch it because I was editing and stuff like that. There was a voiceover done by Michael Cole on Thursday's taping, and he pretty much said that Monday's Raw would be
Yeah, that's what I
tribute
heard.
Raw. So, You know, we were, joking. I'm expecting Cena to wear his armbands because they have the armband and tassel set now.
Yeah.
On shop, which I'm surprised they weren't selling.
Yeah,
at Access.
Kevin Knight, the event I was telling you about, he had the tassels hanging from the post.
Oh, okay.
So that was pretty cool.
One of the guys shook the ropes last night.
My girlfriend sent me an article that Steven Tyler from Aerosmith, his daughter.
Yeah, his daughter got the
a Warrior
tattoo on the back of her leg next to the flux capacitor.
Yeah.
Would have never guessed. That was pretty cool. A lot of baseball players have been coming out to Warriors music this weekend. My mom was at the Yankee game yesterday. A guy came out to the Warrior music when he went up to bat. So it's.
You think maybe it'd be cool if they had everybody on the roster wearing the face paint? I mean, I don't. It might.
That's a bit too much.
Too much.
That's too much.
Or at least.
I'm sure. Honestly, I expect at least one person to be in the face paint tomorrow.
Who would you see?
My guess is the Usos.
Usos?
Because they already wear face paint.
That'd be cool if they do half Warrior.
Yeah, if they do half Warrior, half Usos, or even if they do Warrior colors. Mm-hmm. I'm sure a lot of people tomorrow will have Warrior themed gear made. Tons of there's a shitload of scenarios that you could put out there.
Yeah, so with a character like that, there's a lot that you can do.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes me wonder what the main event's gonna be. Mm-hmm. For a tribute show like that. I know that a lot.
I know
of people,
Batista tweeted that he told him that the rope shake was a tribute to him.
Yeah.
That he's been doing.
Yeah, I know that. I'm expect Cena to close tomorrow for the first time in a minute. So I think Cena's gonna be up there with Bryan or whoever else. Mm-hmm. I definitely don't think you'll see too much Triple H. And what I was getting at, which now just came back into my head, was I know a lot of people have already taped their Warrior messages throughout the show. Thank God that show's already 3 hours. Mm-hmm. It'll be where is it Monday?
Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, that's a good town. It's a good town, good wrestling city. I'm sure Warrior's been there a time or 7, obviously. You want to do a couple Warrior memories before we get into this week's?
Okay, what was your first memories of the Warrior?
My first memories of the Warrior from my, or at least amongst my friends, it's legendary tape collection. Mm-hmm. Is Saturday Night's Main Event, and I have 3 episodes back to back to back on one particular tape. I don't remember who it was that he wrestled on them. But he was Intercontinental Champion at the time. These are the 3 episodes that I told you that I'm going to watch when they go on the network.
Yeah.
That I keep referring to. But just his presence. Mm-hmm. He was the only guy at that time that ran to the ring. He was the only good guy, rather, that wore face paint. He really was a superhero come to life. And just his energy and his exuberance. And I did not grow up with the Warrior only wrestling 18 seconds.
Yeah.
Because by the time he was Intercontinental Champion, he was actually on matches. And if you were on Saturday Night's Main Event, obviously you were going to wrestle.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up with seeing him squashing people or Superstars or Wrestling Challenge and stuff like that when he first started. It wasn't until the Self-Destruction DVD that I jumped on the bandwagon of trashing him and saying he didn't work and shit like that. But I
don't think I saw so much as I watched that DVD just out of pure entertainment.
And it was a funny, if you had to see the humor in it.
Yeah. I didn't see it as I hate the war. I wish.
Yeah.
I know one of the first conventions I went to, he was doing autographs, but it's just the price he was charging I couldn't afford at the time, and I wish I could have. And even at WrestleCon, it was tough. Another one where I think I might have seen him walking down the hall, but I wish I would have.
And we were very surprised that he wasn't signing at Access. I called him to be signing at Access once he got signed. And
a couple of lucky fans got to meet him the morning in the airport.
And I know that he didn't stay at the WWE Hotel, which I found out where the WWE Hotel was.
Yeah.
And he was not there.
But I think for me, since I started watching a little later, in the mid-90s, so I think when they started promoting his return for Mania 12...
that's when you got on it, okay.
I think the video store around the corner from my house, at the time, the only 2 wrestling tapes they had was Mania 3 and 6.
Oh, well, 6. That's
so I took...
Hey, we're back!
So I went to the store and I was like, oh, that's the guy that's coming back, the Warrior, he's fighting Hogan. I knew Hogan. So I picked it up and I saw it. So that was my first introduction to Warrior was Mania 6. And I just thought the energy and the face paint and the character was pretty cool.
And if you're not familiar with Warrior 6, it's a great way to start.
Yeah. And I know I guess I mean, even though that run wasn't too long, like I do remember him coming in and beating Hunter, and then his feud with Goldust.
Well, a lot of that was the contractual disputes.
Yeah, so I remember his
and
feud.
and he was no showing.
Yeah, I mean,
Just to piss
the only things I
himself.
remember was just in the feud with Goldust and in the feud with Lawler. And
Yeah, I remember just the
And then I remember
Triple H
him-
thing, and I don't remember the Lawler feud too much.
I remember
I
it just
remember him
because
teaming with Michaels and Ahmed a lot.
that. No, that was my last memory. I think it was.
That was one of his last bookings too.
No, it was. It might have been for the July pay-per-view because I think Sid ended up replacing him
Yeah.
because he was let go. By that time, he was gone.
Yeah.
But I remember I was pretty excited. I think it might have been King of the Ring, where like I guess Owen and Vader attacked Shawn,
Yeah.
and then Ahmed came out, and then Warrior came
Warrior
out.
came out.
So I think because at King of the Ring, I think he fought Lawler.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I remember, and then the comic book came out, and I know one of my friends from elementary school mentioned like,
I didn't have Warriors comic.
I remember
books.
Bosch
I
having the
had
comic
Taker's.
book. I ended up buying it again a year or two ago on
Yeah, you did. I
eBay.
remember when you showed it to me.
So I always wanted him to autograph if I did meet him, but
Yeah, it's funny because I saw the comic book coat on display at Access.
Yeah.
And it was the one he wore for the infamous Nitro return. So I saw that at Access.
yeah, and then he came back to Nitro, but that was
Yeah. Well, I mean, the entrance was cool, but once he gets in the ring, it's
yeah.
not that cool.
I mean, I guess I'm glad that the character and he had that closure with WWE. I just feel horrible for his daughters and his wife.
Yeah, that's just...
I think I kind of like Owen's kids were really young at the time. Eddie's kids were really young at the time. So it was tough.
Yeah, I don't... You know, I one of the things that's upsetting me is that, you know, I don't know if you guys saw this, but on my YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/SeanMcMahon. That's CHEYE.
And it's on our homepage.
MCMAN. I made a Ultimate Warrior tribute video. It's on the homepage for the website.
Yeah,
too.
if you go to forlifepodcast.com, it's right on the bottom of the homepage.
You know,
really
somebody
well done.
goes... You know, that comment pissed me off. Somebody goes... what was it? Rest in peace, Warrior's dead, now it's time to move on. Like, come on, dude. This wasn't even a full week after his death, so screw that guy.
That's probably one of those praise Benoit kind of guys.
Or deep praise Kevin Sullivan. Yeah, just quick Warrior matches.
Top of the list
It's
is
not Warrior Hogan for me, it's Warrior Savage.
Warrior Savage. That's at the top of my
Warrior
list.
Savage. Honestly, Warrior Hogan's my number 3. My number 2 is Warrior Rude in the cage at Feel the Heat SummerSlam. Then, of course, Warrior Hogan.
Yeah.
Fantastic. He had a good match, and I mean a really good match with Ted DiBiase on Saturday's Main Event.
Did him and DiBiase make up? Because I haven't seen DiBiase. Has DiBiase
It
said
does not
anything?
look like they made up.
'Cause he
because
did kinda-
remember a week before the ceremony, he had that interview, and he was pretty hard on Warrior.
And he threw like a jab at him during the speech.
Yeah.
So-
He said he always admired DiBiase's clothesline. I don't think that was a jab. I think that was his way of making peace with DiBiase.
Yeah.
I honestly think that was his way of like, all right.
I saw he
well,
posted. There was a picture of him in Hall backstage. There was a picture of him in Brooklyn Brawler. I posted that one up since like Brooklyn Brawler was. One
I
of his
actually
earlier
haven't
opponents.
seen many of the backstage photos, and I haven't watched the Hall of Fame yet because of.
I know Hornswoggle posted a picture.
Yeah.
That was his favorite wrestler at the time. Him and Warrior. I know Miz was like during the induction video. A lot of wrestlers were mentioning like Miz was saying that he would paint his face and run around the house.
Doesn't
Daniel
surprise me at all.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
There's a nice picture of them backstage.
yeah, and I'm glad he patched up with Jake. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was cool. But without question, the wrestling world lost a true icon in every single sense of the word. Excuse me. It's just very unfortunate. Our regards go out to his family, his wife, and his 2 kids, and obviously fellow fans of the Warrior
Yeah.
everywhere. So, rest in peace to the Ultimate Warrior. And when we come back, Bosch is gonna ask me a bunch of questions about my trip. So,
All right. Are we gonna discuss?
What?
You know who?
What the streak? Is that it?
No.
What?
The bitch.
Bitch.
Nancy Grace.
Oh yeah, when we come back, well, Nancy Grace first, then we'll talk
Then
about
what- then
whatever
me.
else. Yeah,
All
we'll be
right.
back.
They ain't turning away, Hulk Hogan! They They turn the poison away, for they feel the dirty, they fear the evil. Hulk Hogan, I am a representation of all you fear. I want you to be the warrior you say you are. For I can as the ultimate warrior in no less. Give no less to the warrior. Walk with me, Hulk Hogan. Beyond your fear, as you protect yourself, Hogan, and make the sacrifice so that the power of the ultimate warrior shall
And we're back. That was one of Warrior's better known promos on Hogan.
Classic.
Um,
It'd be better if we got Christian to do it.
huh?
It'd be better if we got Christian to do it, since he knows the words.
But I guess after Warrior's unfortunate passing, DDP was invited to go on to Nancy Grace to speak on Warrior's death and just talk about Warrior. And I guess Nancy took it upon herself to go into business for herself and
Yeah.
start another one of her drug rants and saying that he was found dead and it was steroids and drug overdose and all this other bullshit.
That's
And then
horseshit.
and then I think just what offended people the most was the list that she posted.
Yeah, which included 5 wrestlers who died of natural causes, including heart attacks, Joey
Yeah.
Morello, who died of a car crash, and then she had the nerve to
Owen Hart.
list Owen Hart.
Yeah, and his
Like,
family
come on,
was
if
pretty
anybody,
upset about that.
I have people go, "Oh, didn't that wrestler die from falling?"
Yeah.
Or, come on. Jim Ross did say it best that it did seem like her producers and her research staff didn't really do the homework and
Yeah.
the research well, and she ended up looking very stupid on national television, and they're just as much to blame as Nancy
Oh,
Grace.
definitely.
But still, come on, man, you're a journalist. You got to be on your shit too.
I
And
know.
it genuinely pissed me off.
I know Smith Hart posted up that article I sent you.
Yes.
Or just that Natty also posted up how she felt. I know a lot of wrestlers were upset. I know DDP.
Cornette and Zeb
They
were
were
just going nuts,
and
DDP,
Iron Sheik.
DDP handled it very, very well.
Oh yeah, I give DDP credit just for being put in that situation and not losing his cool and not losing control of the situation, and he did his best in the scenario that he was in. There wasn't much else he could do.
Yeah, and had that been me when Nancy Grace was like, nobody's accusing you of being a doctor.
Yeah.
I know I would have lost my shit.
Yeah,
Because it's like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I'm not a doctor. I don't know why he died.
yeah,
But yeah, just the whole segment
Mm-hmm.
just was terrible. Was terrible.
yeah.
And I'm sure that the response she got through social media is why she's not following up on it.
Probably, pretty much.
So,
I mean, I know there was a petition.
yeah.
From last I heard, was over 12,000, probably even
So
higher
it's a
now.
boycott, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to cancel her.
Just to cancel her. Well, I mean, she's not
Going
the
anywhere.
best journalist.
Yeah.
And she doesn't look like the best person either. And she's had a lot of scrutiny in media
Well, yeah, I
in her
mean,
career, period.
yeah,
And I've never really forgiven her since her sensationalization
With
if
the
that's even
Benoit.
a word, with the Benoit thing.
yeah.
So, because she was very hard on the Benoit deal.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, everybody was. But
she was the worst.
one of the tougher
Yeah.
ones. She was one of the tougher ones. So,
Well, enough about her.
yeah, enough about her.
We already
Enough
gave her
about
enough
her.
time.
Enough about her.
So I guess on a brighter note,
On a brighter note,
let's I guess go through the timeline. How was you got over there? What, Thursday?
I got there on Wednesday or Thursday, something like that.
Yeah. So how was your experience?
Well, the first day was just kind of scouting the
Settling
town
in, yeah.
and settling in, and going to Walmart,
Yeah.
and getting provisions for the room and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Then the next day, Thursday, was the first access session.
Okay.
That was a night. We got there in the afternoon because we want to get to all the Superstore signings.
Mm-hmm.
Superstore was opening at about 12, and the signing for that day with the first.
And the Superstore was at Access.
Was
from
at
what
Access,
my sister told me.
Was
yeah,
at
last
Access.
year it was at the stadium.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah. A lot of things. I mean, from what I saw this year, it looked a lot better organized than last year. Last year was
And
just
New
a mess.
Orleans takes credit for that,
Yeah.
not WWE. New Orleans, the mayor is saying that was all by design.
Yeah, because even the Access, it was at a convention center, and it looked a lot better than it did last year.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a big hall, and the store opened normally between 12 and 1.
Okay.
The first signing was Booker T at 2, and then Fandango at 4.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the store opened, and we walked in there. Honestly, very nicely set up.
Mm-hmm.
Reminded me a lot of WWF New York.
Yeah.
How the store used to be there.
Well, that's cool.
I had the intention of going in there to buy the Ric Flair T-shirt. That was the first shirt that I wanted to buy my first day out there. But
what is it? What's his shirt? I
he's
haven't
got
seen
the
it.
world title on the front. His name is on it, and then the Ric Flair logo in the back.
Okay,
the
cool.
Old school WWF logo.
Mm-hmm.
Was not there.
Okay.
WWE, and not saying it's a bad thing, but they put on the shelves what they knew would sell,
Yeah.
which was all the Hogan stuff was there.
Mm-hmm.
Hall of Fame T-shirts for every inductee were there, from
Okay.
Paul Bearer to Carlos Colon, Lita.
What did Carlos
everybody.
Colon have?
He had a T-shirt.
Okay.
Had a nice T-shirt at that. Then for the Legends, they had Macho, they had Andre, they had Shawn Michaels,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say the Captain Lou T-shirt was there.
Okay.
At Mania, they also debuted the Under Armour apparel. They have a partnership with Under Armour now.
Uh-huh.
There's a Macho, there's a Punk one, there's a Hogan one, there's a Austin, there's a
Those
Cena.
are like the tight workout shirts?
Yeah, the ones that turn your sweat into moisture or would keep your body warm or cool or whatever.
I might check those
yeah,
out.
they got them on the shop now.
Okay,
but
I'll
they
check
were
it out.
out for 5 days first.
Yeah.
That was cool. They had the McFarlane Macho Man statue on display.
Yeah.
A lot of people were pissed because they did not know it was coming out in August
Mm-hmm.
because they had it there on display. Replica belts by the third day were selling out every session.
Yeah.
And even the shelf models were selling out. What they were doing that I didn't like was they were bringing more stuff out at night, but not like, oh, we're out of Hogan shirts, I'm going to get more Hogan shirts. By the end of Thursday night, I heard that they put the Scott Hall shirt on the shelf.
The one that I'm wearing?
Yeah, the one that
Okay.
you're wearing now. So they were doing that kind of shit. They had stuff that I had never, they had like tons of Rey Mysterio masks.
Yeah, those.
They had like all the Bray Wyatt masks. They had all the WrestleMania matchup shirts. So the Brock Lesnar Taker one was there. The Authority Daniel Bryan shirt. The
Yeah.
Cena Wyatt shirt was cool too.
Haven't seen those.
I'm just trying to think of the things that I had never seen before. Had a section of action figures, also very careful. So they had Shawn Michaels, they had Brett, they had everybody at Access, so a lot of people were buying action figures.
Yeah.
Like the Brett action figure, the Elite, was selling a lot.
I know
So
last
was
year they had a
Shawn's.
lot of just like miscellaneous things. Like they had WrestleMania golf balls.
They had shot glasses.
I have a Mania 29 shot
They had
glass.
shot glass. I was going to get you that, but they sold out like crazy. People were buying them in bulk. I saw one guy with 50 of them.
Okay.
They had the shot glass, they had the tumbler cups, the koozies, the big gesture hats for New Orleans and Mardi
Yeah.
Gras. They had, I just had it in my fucking head. Notebook, pens,
I saw the
keychains.
piggy bank.
Piggy bank was there. The pin set was there. The encyclopedia, the WWE 50 was there. They had hot sauce.
JR's.
No. WWE hot sauce. Instead of Hell in a Cell was Hell in a Bottle.
Interesting.
Then they had the JR's hot sauce, the ketchup,
Okay.
the mustard, the barbecue sauce, the beef jerky. They had a John Cena literally.
Was it the big plush doll?
No, it was an action figure.
Okay.
But 30 inches.
Oh, okay.
30 inches tall. I got a nice picture of Matthew slitting his throat. They had that Scooby-Doo T-shirt, the DVD, the Blu-ray. Then they had on the opening day of Access.
You see, I sent you the link for the No Holds Barred Blu-ray. $12.99 on
Yeah,
Amazon.
but I was out there, so I couldn't buy it. Obviously.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, just so
But
you.
I will when I get paid again.
Yeah.
Then first day, Rob Schamberger was there for all access sessions, and he was painting in front of everyone.
Yeah. Have you? Was he painting that big Mania
that
collage?
was going for
He's
the-
still working on that. It looks really good so far.
I actually feel bad for him because the deadline was WrestleMania Sunday, but people
Yeah.
were asking for photos. People were talking to him, and he was being very.
Was he
interactive.
selling pieces of, like, prints
He
and
was
stuff?
selling pieces of his prints. He was selling pieces of his prints, but at Access in the store, he had
They're selling the Warrior poster, the one where it has like the dripping face paint.
he had that. He had the actual wooden
original.
one. He
Okay,
had
but
the
he's
original
selling the
one.
posters on WWE.com,
Oh, okay.
like $15.
Okay, that's fair.
Whatchamacallit? I mean, it's pretty cool that the jacket that Warrior was wearing on Monday was actually
Done by him.
Done by
which
him.
is so cool. And when I saw it, I was like, bet you Schamberger did it.
Yeah.
He
yeah,
was
he tweeted about it.
He was very approachable.
Yeah, he was
had
really cool. I met
several
him at
conversations with him. I gave him the
WrestleCon.
business, I gave him the business card.
Oh, cool. cool.
I asked him for the Ric Flair print that I want to buy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "No, but are you going to WrestleCon?"
Yeah.
And I said, "I don't know yet. It depends how much money I spend here." He's like, "I'll probably have it there."
Yeah.
Because what he did have was a poster of Warrior with the paint dripping.
Yeah.
That was 15. A nice Hogan poster was 15, and the third poster was actually not his. It was the big WrestleMania poster.
Yeah.
That was not being given away for free with your purchase. Mm-hmm. I bought the Hulk Hogan poster because it was beautiful.
Nice.
It is just beautiful. I
saw a few that he did this week. There was the one where Hogan is
Yeah.
in the garden with the belt.
Yeah,
One with Shawn
yeah.
doing the pose with
Yeah,
the
I
belt.
can't wait for the Garden one. I'm probably gonna get that one too. Then on Saturday, the day that I met Flair,
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden he had all these prints that weren't there for the first 2 days, and he had 8x10s, and then he had the 11x17s. So I actually was able to get the print that I wanted.
The Flair one? Alright, cool.
It's Flair holding the World Championship,
Yeah.
just him in his hands, and it has the nameplate of Ric Flair. So I had Flair sign that.
Okay.
Instead of him signing the 8x10 when I met him 4 years ago, I actually had him sign
Also,
it.
did you take a picture with him again?
With who, Schamberger?
No, Flair.
Yeah, I met Flair again.
I didn't see that one though.
It's because when you meet somebody that's VIP,
you gotta get on
they give you
WWE.com.
the code.
Okay, I had the
Yeah,
card too. For
I haven't looked at any of them yet.
Oh,
I have I have that for Brett, for Flair, and I have that for when I did my Legends House photo with Hacksaw and Finkel.
oh, so we gotta get those.
Yeah, I know.
on
I
this.
haven't done it myself, so
Yeah.
I feel just as bad. So I had that signed by Flair instead, and it looks amazing. So I got that, and I got the Macho Man print that I've been
Yeah.
wanting to get as well. Because I was like, well, they're here. I might as well buy them.
Yeah, rather than have to order them.
Yeah, so Schamberger was great.
Yeah, he was
Big
really
shout out
cool.
to him. He was fantastic. I felt bad, like I said, because everybody was stopping him while he was
Yeah.
painting. So, and that piece.
I mean, that's really cool that
piece
WWE
was actually
has.
going to the headquarters.
Yeah, I hope he makes like prints of that piece. 'Cause I would
Me
love to get
too.
a print of that one.
Me too.
Like I would pay for that one.
Me too, but he was great, and first access signing was Booker T.
Okay.
He was fantastic. Had a good conversation with him. I spoke to him and told him that I saw him against Public Enemy on the network, where Dusty was laughing hysterically, and he was like, "Man, that match still holds up, huh?" Dusty's crazy ass laughing. He was great. Got to meet him. Then we met Fandango and Summer Rae, who were super nice. They were filming Total Divas during the signing.
Okay.
Summer Rae is gorgeous in person, but she just had a lot of makeup on, probably because of Total Divas being right there.
Yeah, April's not her biggest fan.
Really? Why? Okay. She saw Matthew, goes, "Oh my God, you look just like Drake." So
You know, like I told you, there's that indie wrestler named Drake Younger, so he's gonna be Younger Drake.
younger Drake. Fandango looked like he was partying the night before.
Probably was.
Yeah. They actually came like 10 minutes late.
He dumped Summer Rae over Twitter.
Yeah,
They've been going back and forth. It's pretty funny.
I don't know. I saw the first 5 tweets. I don't know how I feel about that, but it has been entertaining.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was cool. Then, Access. What an amazing experience. Got to do Undertaker's Graveyard.
Yeah,
That's
I saw
great,
that.
which I'll make a reference about later. So, you've been there. Every station is like, one is the Sci-Fi channel, one
Yeah.
is USA, one was the
I mean,
E
I feel like I
channel.
wish I would have taken advantage last year and gone to more than one, so at least for the first one I would have learned how it was. Like, I went to the last access, so it was like there wasn't really many people there.
Right.
So, and I didn't really get to enjoy it. I feel like if I should have taken advantage and gone like Thursday and Friday or
Right.
Thursday and Saturday.
Going into it, we only had tickets for Thursday And
Yeah,
Saturday
because every time you contacted me, you were at Access. You were
Thursday
like,
and Saturday night.
every time I spoke to you during the weekend, I'm waiting online for this person.
We were buying our tickets every day. There were 6 autograph sessions in total for Access. We were at 4.
Yeah.
Because it was, Thursday, Friday, 3 on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then the 1 on Sunday. We were at...
Well, I'm glad that you were able to...
at 4 out of 6.
I wish I would have done the same thing.
Friday night, the 2 VIPs were Brett and Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
I got a Bret Hart ticket for $50.
Where'd
on
you get?
StubHub.
Really?
Got it for $50. Literally by 3 seconds missed the $25 ticket.
Yeah.
Because then they told me, oh, this can't be complete. I was like, motherfucker, somebody bought it. So I got it for $50.
That's still great, though.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what he was paying in, when I go see him at...
Okay, so now you don't have to take the trip to
I'm
Queens.
going to have him signing 8x10 of me and him.
Okay.
Then it's $20.
Yeah.
Who cares? So, yeah. So Matthew that night met Orton, and then I met Brett. Brett was second.
Mm-hmm.
That first night, met Brodus Clay, Sin Cara. I just met so many people. I'm trying to remember who I met that first night.
Yeah.
Brodus Clay and Sin Cara. Brodus Clay stands out because, it's...
Who was the person when you said that, when you were saying that you were online for somebody, but you didn't want to tell me who? Sometime last week? You're like, oh, you're gonna...
Oh, because... And I actually should apologize to Melissa for this. That was the day that I was with your sister for Trish. Was that Saturday or Sunday? That was Sunday.
I don't remember.
That was
I just know that
Sunday.
you
It was
told me
Roman
you were like,
Reigns'
oh,
last signing. Yeah.
Oh, so is that what you were referring to?
Yeah. What
Okay.
happened was that a security guard told us and several other people, and then I told your sister when I heard this. Roman Reigns put on Twitter that he was going to Access and he was bringing a surprise guest with him.
Okay.
When he came out, he had Dean Ambrose with him,
Okay.
unadvertised, but Roman Reigns was going to be there the whole day.
Yeah.
The security guard was telling people
Were they saying it was The Rock or somebody?
that The Rock was supposed to come out. That's
Okay.
what it was. So I was just there like, wow.
Yeah, because I was looking through your pictures. I was like, who is he referring? Who was he referring to?
I never even got back to about it
Yeah.
because I was like, but yeah, the guard was telling people that. I don't know if that is, obviously, I don't know if that was supposed to happen, if the guy was ribbing us, whatever, but that was the rumor, that Rock was supposed to come out. And then, so yeah, that first night, it's one photo, one autograph.
Yeah.
And we go to see Brodus Clay. He's at the Scooby-Doo section. Go figure. These two guys come.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably had Brodus sign 5 items each. Brodus Clay was literally, like... He kept his cool, though.
Yeah.
Brodus Clay was one of the nicest guys. He looked like somebody, like, you just knew in the street.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the coolest guys. He was great with my brother, with me, with Matt.
That's cool.
So, yeah, these guys probably had Brodus each sign both encyclopedias, fucking trading cards, another 2 items, plus they
Was
get the
his line
Scooby-Doo
long?
poster. Plus, they get the Scooby-Doo poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, his line was long. That first day, his line was pretty long.
Because I understand if there's not much of a line and people aren't waiting, then yeah, you can take your time. But if there's a line and there's a time limit, then
that line was
you
long.
got to
'Cause it
be
was the
considerate.
first day.
And there's
Everybody was there.
I mean, as much as I would love, there's plenty of autograph signings where I would love to stick around and chat with the wrestlers and like I see people that stop and talk to them, and it's like, okay, I would love to stand here and talk to Scott Hall for 20 minutes.
Exactly.
But there's people waiting, and it's like I try to keep it as quick as
Which
possible.
happened quite a bit.
I mean, I try to say what I want to say in like 5 seconds. Like, hey, Hall, I was a huge fan as a kid.
Yeah.
I love the Razor character because I'm Cuban.
I got a good Scott Hall story, too.
Okay, cool.
So, this might be a 3-hour episode, guys.
Hey, I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, I want to tell all
I mean,
about
it was tough because we weren't able to talk through text,
And
and
then
you were
my phone
always
kept
busy.
fucking dying out
Yeah,
there.
so I want to hear it all from beginning to end.
Well, my trip was way over the top.
Like the network?
Like the network. There were about 10 autograph stations, but you didn't know who was coming out. So
For like the second half?
by Friday, no, period. So by Friday, when people would come out, autograph stations would pop.
Yeah.
So like when the Wyatts
So
came
people
out,
were just online,
people
not
were
knowing.
just not knowing who's going to come out, just taking guesses, and then people would come out and the place would
So it can
fucking
be like
pop.
JTG.
No, he didn't get one. That surprised me. Oh, opening night was like Roman Reigns. His line was ridiculous.
I bet. My sister told me the Dolph Ziggler line was about
The
2
Ziggler
hours.
line was ridiculous, but, my brother was able to get a shot with him and Matthew. He was really good with Matthew while he was walking away, actually. So, yeah, Brodus Clay was really cool, and then what happened was the WWE had a WrestleMania app.
Mm-hmm.
That
on
told,
the WWE app.
No, a separate
Oh.
app
Okay.
And that would tell you where people were autographing at.
Oh, okay.
We found that out by late Friday, Saturday. We found that out. By Sunday, that shit caught on, and everybody knew. By the last day, forget it. So, Roman Reigns had a long-ass line. Khali's line was actually pretty long initially. I'm trying to think of who else had a long line Friday that we were there for that I got to meet. I'm going to have to go through the calendar here. But, people were signing different things, like the Total Divas. Well, let me not say that. Divas, period, were in the Total Divas station.
Yeah, because I saw that Rosa Mendez was signing the poster.
Which people were upset about.
Yeah.
I'm like, who cares? That's a minor fucking thing.
Yeah, because I saw
Khali, that... Brad Maddox was on the first night.
Okay.
Brad Maddox was there the first night.
And he also tweeted a picture with younger Drake.
DiBiase and Simmons were there the first night.
Okay.
And then the second session was Steamboat and somebody else. But that line was crazy.
Yeah.
Matadors were the first night. Dean Ambrose was the next day. Because Roman was that first day. Mark Henry was the next day. Lanny Poffo and Zbyszko were there. Lanny Poffo and Zbyszko were Saturday.
Okay.
Shango and X-Pac were Saturday. Heyman and Ross were
that picture with the Godfather is awesome.
Yeah. Zbyszko was also Friday. No, Zbyszko was Saturday.
Okay.
Brett was Thursday opening day. Seth Rollins was Saturday, right before the Hall of Fame. These were all superstores signings, so it doesn't really matter. Zeb and Swag and them, that was Sunday morning, I think.
Okay.
Trish was Sunday before the Hall of Fame. Sunday before Mania, so was Kane. Del Rio, I don't remember, plus I didn't meet him.
I mean, that's surprising considering last year there weren't any Mania competitors.
These guys were Sunday morning before Trish and DDP. People were literally like making a separate line so that once they were done, they could be first for Trish and DDP. I'm referring to Orndorff and Briscoe. Danny Davis was there Friday with Zbyszko again. Alexa Bliss was actually there on Saturday night for the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Which, another fucked up story. So yeah, it fantastic experience, very well organized. What I didn't like was the staff. The staff worked for the convention center, so they weren't wrestling fans. They didn't know the guys and shit like that. So they were kind of assholes.
Yeah, I experienced that.
Yeah. Matadors were great with kids, not so much with adults. The only person I met at the Slam City booth was Alexa Bliss, who is gorgeous in person. Plus, she's blonde. Hello, anybody who knows me.
I'm a brunette guy.
Oh, sorry. What happened?
It's all right.
What happened was she came out and she had a network jacket on.
Yeah.
But she was wearing this gorgeous blue and black dress.
Yeah.
But when she came out, her profile was to me, so I couldn't really see her that well. Plus, she was wearing the network jacket, so I thought she was one of the executives. And then when Matthew went up there to meet her, because Matthew was first, I was second.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's Alexa Bliss from NXT. But
is she a wrestler down there? Or
yeah, she's a wrestler on NXT. She was in Triple H's entrance. She was one of the girls.
Oh,
it's
it was
Charlotte,
Sasha
Banks,
and
and Bliss.
Yeah.
She's the blonde on the left.
The one that, because I know the shot that I see is always it was a Charlotte,
and
Sasha, but you can't really see
the
Alexa
chick in
Bliss.
the back is Alexa Bliss. Go figure. So yeah, people got off her line, and I felt bad. Yeah. Mark Henry came out. This is one of the nights where we still didn't know who was coming out.
Yeah.
And everybody thought that was going to be the spot for the Wyatts. Because the center stages were where the bigger names were tended to be at. Bosh, I had to be like the 25th person in line before Mark Henry came out. And the line probably grew to about 125. Mark Henry came out, and literally about 6 people at the same time went, Mark Henry's on this spot? I'm getting the fuck out of here.
What?
And they all jumped on another line. I
Why
was like, dude, Mark Henry is a former world champion.
Yeah.
I was like, come on. And I stood on line.
Yeah.
I stood on line. Fuck that. I'm like, it's a big name. It's not like, like Justin Gabriel, people got off his line and then got back on.
Okay.
Or people just went whatever they wanted. Titus O'Neil got a lot of burn at Access. He was with Lillian Garcia there one time. Then another time he was there with Darren Young. I was like, did you guys break up? And they smiled. So, it was great. Fruity Pebbles was there. Free cereal. They have a new cereal coming out. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what the name of it is, but it's just amazing.
You tasted it?
Yeah. Free. Damn, it's free. Then they had a ring with foam cereal.
They had that last year.
Yeah, I jumped in there. Matthew kicked my ass. I got stuck in.
I don't think I could have jumped in there.
I
think
got
was too
stuck
big.
in the cereal, and Matthew just went to town and whipped my ass. Lost my sock in there too. That was sad. Legends House was a cool experience.
Okay. Starts this week, Thursday.
Yeah, you're right. It does finally. Saw a lot of new clips of the show.
Okay.
Finally, and it
I
looks.
know
really
Piper
good.
has a new podcast. He was talking about that it's premiering
Warrior
this
and
week.
stuff like that is on the new episode with Duggan. He was talking about Warrior with Duggan. On
Okay.
The new episode. I got to start it. Yeah, so everybody was available except Tony Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Atlas was not booked for any of the access signings, so you have this mat. You know, certain spots, like I mentioned, you didn't get a superstar mat. You got like a poster or something.
Yeah.
For Legends House, you got an 8x10, and it was every wrestler.
Yeah,
in
I
Legends
see, yeah, the
House.
one you showed me. Yeah.
Yeah, but you couldn't get Tony Atlas' signature on it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I mean, I have to meet him at the Memorial War Hall for $20 somewhere to get his damn signing. You know, he's not gonna meet him at one of the access sessions. Got to meet Jim Duggan. He was cool. Finkel remembered me.
Really?
From the big event. He did. He did. He didn't remember you. He didn't say hi. No. So yeah, that
Oh,
was.
I only
cool.
saw him every day at work. God damn it.
Yeah, he was cool. Yeah, and then it was just a fantastic experience. I was at 4 out of those 6 signings. Bret Hart was amazing.
Yeah.
Which I was skeptical about because Bret has a reputation for being grumpy and stuff like that, but he also has a reputation for being nice with his fans. And honestly, me and Bret talked for like a solid 5 minutes.
Cool.
And we were having such a deep conversation about him and his match with Razor in '93 that had the guy that probably not just got sick of me and just stepped up to get his picture taken, we probably could have kept talking. He's told me that Scott Hall didn't like that match.
Really?
Yeah, he said yes. He said Scott didn't really like that match, but he liked the one at King of the Ring better. Scott said, and then he's like, "But I worked harder in the Rumble one."
Yeah.
So Bret was great. DiBiase was great. Ron Simmons was great. Had a nice conversation with Ron Simmons.
Damn.
Trish was great. Yeah, Trish was great.
That one, I think that was the one where I was like, God damn it, I'm
Trish,
jealous.
Dude, that's I've had a monster. She's the reason I'm into blondes. She's just amazing, and oh my god, she was so beautiful.
And
so
she's a
nice.
brunette now.
And,
Still hot.
Yeah, oh, she's so hot, and I told her I waited 10 years to meet her, and she was really appreciative. I had a nice conversation with her. We made out. No, I'm kidding.
Ron's gonna get you.
Yeah, Ron's, yeah.
Not this Ron.
I think
her
he was
husband, Ron.
there.
Really?
I think he was there with her.
He was the biggest heel of the Hall of Fame last year.
Yeah. Oh, man, but, she was doing interviews.
Yeah.
So we got no more press chant was going, and we want Trish. A lot of people were upset DDP was not there.
Uh-huh.
DDP, I don't know where he was at WrestleCon, and then she goes,
Oh, he was also doing like a seminar, like
oh, that's right, he had the breakfast that morning.
yeah.
That's probably what
he had
happened.
a lot going on that weekend.
That's probably what it was, the breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't stop till 12. Real quick, just to clarify something, I did not get a photo with X-Pac because the line for that was so long, and then they had to change people.
Yeah.
And that was when I met Poffo and Zabisco. This was on the opening night, actually. They were there Thursday.
Yeah.
X-Pac grabbed a bunch of autograph mats, signed them, and gave them out. And if he could, he was like, guys, we got to go. But he felt terrible.
Yeah.
Because there was at least another 30 to 50 people that didn't get to meet them.
That was cool of him.
Shango was signing everything, so I had him sign the notebook, and I was able to get a picture with him.
The selfie.
We had a big Papa Shango chant going, and he was great. We were like, we want hoes, and he was like, so do I, but there are none around. And it makes me sad. He went just like that. He started doing the Ho Train taunt. He did the fucking voodoo shake on the stage. It was great. He was a lot of fun. I got to meet Lanny Poffo. I'm a huge fan. Lanny Poffo as a wrestler is totally underrated. He's an innovative high flyer. He's the first guy that I ever saw do a Swanton bomb. Just saying, fuck Jeff Hardy. Got to talk to him. Told him that I had the issue with his dad with the sit-up record, which I do have in the back. Huge fan of him and his brother, and he was really appreciative.
That's cool.
Zabisco was great. I got to talk to him with his matches with Regal. As I said, I just rewatched him with Regal at Slamboree, which I did before we went out there. And he was like, yeah, me and Regal had some good ones. And, we had a nice little chat.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I take a selfie with you? He was like, selfie? All right, I'll take a selfie with you. So we took a selfie together. And then I got to meet him again the next day with Danny Davis or whatever day it was because I just can't even believe I was there. I missed the only 2 people that I missed meeting, and it didn't even come to me till the last day that we were talking about it. I didn't get to see Piper
Okay.
because of waiting on lines, plus his line was long, and people were trying to jump on it before it closed. And Dusty.
Dusty. Okay.
And I did not get to meet Sergeant Slaughter, who I
Well,
didn't
hopefully, maybe they'll be at big
yeah,
event.
next year. Got to meet Regal.
Yeah, I
which was
saw that.
amazing, and I was the
I
last
saw
person.
he also photobombed your picture with Adrian.
Yes, he
Neville.
did. I saw it. I was like, so
And
did
Lana and Rusev also.
Oh man, yeah. So Lana is anyway. Got to meet Regal, and I was like, and he knew that I was so like nervous and excited, and he was genuinely appreciative of that because the guy was saying, Mr. Regal likes to take a lot of time with his fans, so we have to cut the line.
Yeah.
The guys behind us were like, no, we want to meet. I forgot who. I think Adam Rose was coming on after.
Okay.
So they were like, okay, we'll wait for Adam Rose. Because they had met Neville and Regal before. So I was like, Mr. Regal, I know you get this every day, but it is such an honor to meet you. He was like, actually, no, I don't. And I was like, I don't believe that. He was like, no, really, I don't. And
That's a pretty good accent.
thanks, yeah. I was around a bunch of foreigners all weekend. I surprisingly come back talking like one. When I met in case they are listening, I gave them the business card. I was on the line with a couple for the Papa Shango X-Pac signing, and then we went to meet Heyman and Ross together. And I didn't even get their names, and they didn't get my name, but they were super nice.
Did you give them a card?
I gave them the card and my personal email, so I hope they're listening. And I spoke to Regal, and I told him that I was watching him and Zbyszko, and he was like, "Was that the one where I headbutted him?" And I said, "Yeah, you got him a couple times." He's like, "Yeah, the little tough old bastard was stiffing me." And I talked to him about the Arn match, and we took a great picture, and he signed my
Yeah, that was a
notebook,
good picture.
Signed my notebook. Rusev and Lana was great. She had a happy face, but they did look sad that people weren't really.
Well, when you're there next to Regal.
Yeah, they looked sad that people weren't really meeting them. And on the same time, with the Mark Henry story that I just told, at the station right next to them, Rusev and Lana came out. And that line must have had 100 people on it. When they came out, it went down to about 10.
I mean, I know, like, going into that Battle Royal, he was, like, the heavy favorite, even when the Vegas odds, and he wasn't even in it.
He wasn't even in it. They were very nice, but they just looked kind of bummed out.
Yeah.
Kind of same with Alexa Bliss, I had them sign and everything, and I spoke to them, too. They were great. Alana's very pretty in person. Rusev just, kind of
He's also very pretty in person.
He's also very pretty in person. He has fantastic hair, asshole. He just kind of looks a little bummed out.
Yeah.
That was all, but they were great.
I mean, hopefully by this time next
Kali
year.
looked like he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Sorry. And certain things I don't like to shout on the show, but he just looked like he didn't want to be there. Because he didn't even... the dude's got giant hands. And he didn't even, Maybe if he did, he would have broke my hand, but there was, no grip in there. Didn't say a word.
Yeah.
But then when Nicole went up there, "Hello, how are you?" I'm like, oh, because he's a chick? You want to talk to her? Giant fuck. So, yeah. Got to meet Flair again, like I mentioned. That was great. Saw Taker.
Yeah, I saw that you posted
Leaving his session because, his autograph, people were, when we got there, there was still 30 or 40 people that he had to sign. So we saw him walk out. Got to see him walk out. We also heard that the Hogan and Bryan sessions for Saturday morning went over, and so did Taker and Show, but Show finished first.
Yeah.
Because, we were only at the Saturday evening session. So, yeah, we're waiting in line to get in for Saturday evening, and somebody literally handed Matthew a Sheamus ticket. They were like, yeah, we're going to Hall of Fame. We're not going to make it. So, and they literally just gave it to Matthew.
That's cool.
Foreigners. I was like, had they been American, they would have charged you $80.
Yeah.
Easy. And the Sheamus ticket was going for $3,000. The last Sheamus ticket on StubHub was going for $3,000.
For Sheamus?
For Sheamus. $3,000 and change. The very last Sheamus ticket.
That's crazy.
Hogan went down to about $220.
But Sheamus was $3,000?
Exactly. That's why I bring it up. And that's all the same day. Because remember, Hogan opened with Bryan, and then the afternoon was Show and Taker, and Sheamus and Rick closed it. And they put Rick first so he could make it to the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
I didn't bring the robe because I didn't want to get messed up in the bag.
Yeah.
But, I was one of the last people to meet Flair, and they were really trying to kind of expedite the line. So the experience that I had with him 4 years ago was...
Did you get a chance to check out that round table?
No.
With him, JBL, and Mick Foley?
No, I heard that he cried and talked about his son, and it was pretty emotional. I didn't get to see it, and because you're online so much, you don't really get to see the panel.
Yeah.
If you're online, so listen, on Saturday on Saturday or Sunday, one of the days, Mojo Rawley and Paige wrestled 3 times
Yeah.
in one day.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not on a line, it's really tough to see like the NXT matches, to see the panel guys, to see the Undertaker's Graveyard and all the other attractions that they had going on there. Plus, in terms of the network panel, they did not want you standing in that area.
Yeah.
They shooed you away. So, you know.
I just want to know, I mean, if you got a chance to check it out on the network.
Before I reveal the big feud story, just
Okay.
real quick, something I found pretty ironic on the first night. Ricky Steamboat came on the very first night and cut a promo. And he cut a promo thanking the fans for coming. And he was saying that, you know, we should be thanking you anytime that you ask us for a picture or an autograph. And anytime a wrestler says no, they should feel terrible.
Yeah.
They are wrong. Not even 5 minutes later, a particular wrestler said no to my nephew.
Who?
I don't know if I should reveal it.
Say it.
Kevin Kelly's son.
Alex Riley?
Yeah.
He looked... Oh, I mean, last year, he was leaving an autograph session, and I know he was like a little security guard, and I literally walked up, I was like, we want to take a picture with you, and I handed the camera to the guard. The guard looked pissed. He looked pissed, but we still forced him to take a picture with us anyway.
He just walked right past my brother and my nephew.
Fuck him.
Yeah. And then, you know, it's like...
That's why he's not on TV.
And then when I was watching him on the panel, he was talking about Daniel Bryan. He's like, you know, I've been a struggling superstar too. And I was like, well, maybe if you post for some fucking autographs, you won't be struggling, douche.
I'm surprised he did look pissed when I kind of forced him to take the picture.
Now that you say the whole story, he did look pissed in your picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that upset me. Because it's like, literally, Steamboat's in the ring.
Like we jumped in front of him.
Steamboat was in the ring, Ron, like crying. He
Yeah.
was being so real. He was shooting the
I mean,
fuck
I
out of
understand
it.
there's also a limit, like, you don't bother them in the bathroom. You don't bother them while they're eating. You don't
Right.
bother them when they're with their families. Those are or when they're doing their own personal thing. But if it's like an event like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, he was just walking to get to the panel.
Yeah.
And I watched him. He probably had like 5 minutes, or 5 to 10 minutes later,
Yeah.
was when he finally got back on the stage. I was like, dude, you just didn't want to bother with it,
Yeah.
you know. And I was an Alex Riley fan.
Like that picture that I photoshopped your face on of the kid,
Yeah, which people actually thought.
Randy Orton.
I had friends of mine texting me, like, why the hell were you in the bathroom with Randy Orton? I was like, I'm that dedicated.
And that was a shitty Photoshop job I did.
People, not to my fucking friends. Were you really in the bathroom, Randy Orton? How big was your slong? It's like, what? What? I didn't see the Viper's Viper. What? So yeah, good job for you. Bosh ribbed me. I guess.
I thought I did a shitty job, and I didn't think people were taking it seriously.
Oh, they did. Even Nicole thought I was really in there. She was like, "Wait, you were with us though."
With the Cena shirt.
Yeah, with a Cena shirt on. With a Cena shirt on.
That would have been this week's cover art if it wasn't for like Warrior.
I'm surprised Malik hasn't seen that yet.
He hasn't?
I don't think he saw that.
It's on our
picture.
account.
I gotta tell him.
Oh man, I can't believe people thought it was real.
Yeah, about 6 or 7 people text me like, "You were in the bathroom with Orton?"
That's great.
Nobody questioned me about the Cena shirt, of course.
I'll make that next week's cover art if we can't find anything. There we go.
Shit, of course, because I had.
Yeah, because you can see the little space around your head, and the kid's white.
I got no sun out there apparently, even though it was 75 and above the whole time.
Ruben put LOL.
What else was there for Access that I... Okay. First day we're there. And this is after the Superstore signings.
Okay.
Now we're lining up to get into Access. This guy comes wearing a suit. Nice suit. Bald. Light beard. Black. So literally the line is like, oh shit, that's the coach. We all thought the same thing, especially because the rumors that he just got re-signed for some project, whatever. Then we go, oh, no, it's not the coach. Some bald black guy. But he had a gold microphone in his pocket, and he had a crew with him. So we just thought he was press, because we saw a lot of press.
Yeah.
And a lot of different other outlets were filming
Covering,
other than
yeah.
WWE. Did you see me on the network, by the way?
No, I didn't.
Me and Matthew and Joe and Nicole are on the network for WrestleMania Today for Thursday. Can't miss us. It's
Thursday I saw the Thursday one.
Yeah, we're in there in the
Okay.
opener.
The opening?
Yeah,
was checking.
after the Kid Rock opener, we're in there.
Do you know? Did you get to see it?
No, sorry, Friday's episode.
Well, if you check it out, let
I
me know.
saw
Like,
it. I'll show it to you after the show.
or like what time code it is, or
Yeah, I'll show it to you. Then we see that he's not press because the guy that's filming him and is filming the audience, they just got a handheld cam.
Okay.
Like a regular Sony cam. And then he takes a group photo with everybody. The what's that called on the iPhone? This one, the long one?
panoramic.
The panorama one.
Yeah.
Then he says his YouTube channel, which I just forgot because he was not important. And I'm just going to put this out there. So anyway, we saw him for pretty much all the Access signings.
Okay.
I'm going to say on Friday night, because Friday night, I believe, is when I met Heyman and JR. Then we saw him and he came, and he had a guy with a wheelchair on. With a wheelchair. And he was pushing him around Access.
Okay.
He was actually online with us for Friday night, and he actually cut the line because he was like, "Oh, raise your hand up because I can't see you." Never saw him again after that till the JR thing. And he's pushing this guy in a wheelchair. He's got a Cena shirt on, jeans, Cena hat, glasses. And, you know, if you've never been to Access before, there's a separate line for kids in wheelchairs and disabled and whatever. And they probably spent about 10 or 15 minutes with Heyman and JR.
Okay.
Because it's the guy in the wheelchair and this entourage, the bald black guy and like one or two other guys.
Okay.
So they took their time. And throughout the evening, we saw them doing that at several lines. Access finishes. We go out. The parking lot.
I have a feeling I know where this is headed.
Parking lot, yeah. The parking lot for the convention center.
Was there a miracle after Access was over?
The parking lot for the convention center was literally across the street.
Okay.
Get in the car, pull out to the front of Access, and who do we see walking?
It's a WrestleMania miracle.
Bosh, I want to get out of that car and kick the shit out of those guys. That was the most sickening fucking thing ever. And then, sure enough, we went to Bourbon Street that night to scout to see if the wrestlers were around because we actually heard that the 3MB and the Wyatts rented out the Hard Rock Cafe Friday night.
Oh, that's cool.
To chill out in because it's one of their favorite spots. We even saw Booker T at a restaurant with his
Wife?
No, with his students.
Okay.
At a restaurant, and Booker T was, of course, was back to like the window, so you had to see him on the side. It was Josie that spotted him actually.
Yeah.
So I just want to point that out. So if you were at Access and you remember Coach's bootleg stunt double, at Ravishing Jones, be it Twitter or Instagram or the 4Life podcast accounts, and send me that guy's information.
I mean, it's just a shame because there are kids.
Yeah, and you know,
that do want,
WWE and the wrestlers were so great with all those
I
guys.
mean, it's
I
just-
saw Seth Rollins spend so much time.
It's just messed up to take
with
it,
kids.
like, because that's taken away from kids that really do want, or just even people that are just on the line. That
Yeah, you know, and it's like because they're in a wheelchair, you're not gonna rush them. You're not gonna
and you're not going to question it.
1, 2, 3 them if you don't really want to be there.
Yeah.
Like certain people, like I've mentioned, you're not gonna be like that with them. You're at least gonna
Exactly.
put a happy face on, and then try to get. I don't know, but that was a letdown.
No, I think that is a fucked up situation. And
I'm.
was the guy in the wheelchair older? Was he in his 20s?
He was in his late 20s, early
Like our
30s.
age,
They
yeah.
were all older. They
Okay.
were all about the same age. It's like, every wrestling fan claims to be every wrestling fan claims to be the biggest wrestling fan in the world. But
we are.
But we are. Exactly. But I would never
Take advantage of that
pose in a
situation.
wheelchair
Oh, yeah.
just to cut lines or meet a wrestler fast.
That's-
And then I
yeah.
kind of said to myself, actually, no, Joseph was the one that said it. At the end of the day, they're the ones that lost because they got to go through Access in short amount of time. And because he's in a wheelchair, it's not like he can go do like the entrance or take.
Yeah.
You kind of. I'm glad I was there for the entire session.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't leave at a certain time or I was always busy when I was there. Whether I was waiting in line or meeting a wrestler, none of that bothered me. So I just had to that pissed me off.
Yeah.
Piss me off.
So fuck you, guy in the wheelchair.
Fuck you, guy in a wheelchair. Fuck fucking bald stunt double coach. Fuck the security guard that told me The Rock was gonna be there for fucking free. Fuck all of you. So yeah, so I just had to tell that. So if we get into a Twitter feud or something with those guys,
Oh, I'll have your back.
yeah, sickening.
Yeah.
Sickening.
Well, we did surpass
Sickening.
500 followers this week.
Yeah!
Finally.
Met the Ascension. They were great.
Really?
Who's the bigger one? Connor?
For some reason, I remember him being so much smaller on NXT, but
Brick shithouse.
he's big now with the
Brick
Ascension. Yeah.
shithouse.
He was like a cruiserweight size when he was on NXT.
Dude is a fucking...
We have 522 followers, and
Yeah!
we're at 2,999 tweets. Let's just tweet number 3,000 right now.
About 2,000 how many tweets?
2,999. This is going to be our 3,000th tweet. What do you want to say?
2,090 are yours. Alright, say this tweet is from Ravishing Jones. Yeah, I don't know. Figure out something. Do like the Mariah Carey Twitter accounts and make up something that I would say.
Fuck the fake wheelchair guy.
Yeah, fuck the fake wheelchair guy. Yeah, just, yeah. Access minus that was an amazing experience. If you're not a wrestling fan, go. You don't really realize how many foreigners go
Yeah.
until you're there, man. A lot of people from Australia, a lot of people from England, the UK. Did you see any of the pictures? I don't think I put them on the photo bucket, but did I put any pictures of all the people dressed up like wrestlers?
I saw a few.
Yeah, there was some guy had the warrior coat from WrestleMania 7. It looked fucking awesome. I don't know if I put it on the photo bucket, but I'll show it to you.
How did our tweet just go down to 2,995? 4 tweets just disappeared. Tweet 3,000. This is from Ravishing
Yeah,
Jones.
I see it.
Fuck the fake wheelchair guy and Nancy Grace.
And
Iron
Nancy
Sheik
Grace.
voice.
Yes.
I am the Bosch and Grease.
Exactly. And that was all within 125 characters, right? Just barely.
Yeah.
So yeah, any other Access questions you want to ask me before we get to Mania?
What's this feud?
That's
Was that the
feud.
wheelchair
That was
guy?
the one.
I thought it was a
those
feud with
guys.
me.
No.
I was like, what did I do?
If it was with you, I would have told you. No, this was with those
Okay.
douchebags.
All right. What happened Saturday night?
Okay, so I had a Flair ticket.
Okay.
Flair was first, but Matthew got a Sheamus ticket.
So
That's what happened. And they were showing the Hall of Fame at Access.
yeah.
And when I was online and seeing it while I was online, by the time we had met everybody, the cool thing about the Hall of Fame session of Access is everybody leaves and you can kind of do whatever you want. The Paul Bearer thing was going on, and Taker came out, and my brother saw my face, and he was kind of like, man, because
Which we predicted that would happen.
Yeah, and I really want to go to that. So we drove right over to the Smoothie Center, and they did not let us in because they claimed that the show was only going to be another 15 minutes. It was not. It was about another 30 to 40 minutes.
It ended at 12:30 our time, which was an hour longer than expected.
Yeah, I was outside.
I feel like did you so?
I was outside the
How
Smoothie
much
King
of the Hall of Fame did you see?
Center. At Access?
Yeah.
About 5 minutes of DDP, about 5 minutes of Jake, about 2 minutes of Mr. T.
Did you see Lita's long speech?
No.
Lita's
Totally
speech was
missed it.
pretty long.
And I
Jake's
saw
was the
about-
best speech.
and I saw
DDP did a
about-
good intro.
I saw most of Kane's speech.
That was
And
Kane's
I
was
saw pretty much all of Paul Bearer's thing. And, yeah, I got there, Bosch, and the security guard didn't want to let us in. And I heard Warriors music play when it came out. So
So,
it was like, my heart broke right there.
Security guard, you're also added to the list with Nancy Grace
Fuck
and,
the security guard!
and fuck the wheelchair guy and the
But the
security
cool
guard that
thing-
told you The Rock was going to be there.
The cool thing about the Hall of Fame thing that kind of panned out was we found out where the wrestlers were walking out of.
Okay.
So we literally got to see all the wrestlers
So you were the first ones to get out
in
there.
the buses and everything. Nobody stopped because one stops.
Well, it was already really late,
And it was
they.
late, but we
I
saw
mean, a lot of the
RVD.
wrestlers did look tired during the Warrior speech.
They did. Just two cool highlights from seeing the guys from Hall of Fame. When somebody came out, we would pop or chant. So it was like Lawler, Kane. Zeb came out, and Zeb literally paused and went like this. I mean, nobody else could see this but Bosch, but who cares? It's about making him laugh, not you people. Anyway, he goes, and he doesn't say a single word, and everybody goes, "We the
That's
people."
awesome.
So he just took a deep breath, held his hand over his chest in a loud, clear voice.
Yeah.
We all said, "We the people." Zeb, Swagger, and Cesaro, every 6 people at Access would stand up at the stage and
Yeah.
do "We the people." It was amazing. And then like people would heckle Zeb, and he'd like, "Get a green card. Go back where you came from." He would be amazing. Ron Simmons came out of Hall of Fame, and I don't know why this happened, but we all went Farouk,
Instead of damn.
but we said it 3 times. So we went Farouk, Farouk. Farouk is on fire, and he started dying laughing. And it was kind of like everybody in their head unanimous was like, "Do we say we don't need no water? Let the motherfucker burn?" So that was awesome. And then
It would have been great if you did. Damn.
yeah, but no one said anything. We did a lot of Dusty chants, and Dusty just kept dying laughing. He would just keep looking at us.
You guys were on point with those, especially on Raw.
Oh yeah, did you see when we were pointing at Triple H for asshole? That
Yeah.
was new. We updated the 1999 chant and just started
I think the
pointing
best
at him.
was John Cena sucks.
Oh my god! Well, that started
John's-
at Mania.
Okay.
Did it pick up at Mania?
I didn't hear it
that
at Mania.
started at Mania.
I had some network issues during that Cena match and the Brock Lesnar
That
match.
started at Mania. The clapping for Bray Wyatt started at Mania.
I saw the clapping during the entrance music. That's been going on a while.
I wouldn't know. I didn't see all
I
until
did.
the
I
other
did
night.
hear he's got the whole rolled in his hands. I
That
heard
was
that at
me.
Mania.
That was me. I started that.
Good job.
Me and Matthew started that.
I heard that at Mania.
Yeah. What else? And then for Mania, I had amazing seats for Mania. I wasn't elevated, by the way.
Okay.
Which you could tell from the way the stadium was, or dome rather, the Silver Dome. The bad thing was, I had a ring post where I was sitting,
Oh.
so I couldn't really see the guys
We
well.
were directly across from the stage, but not elevated. We were also on the floor.
Yeah, we had
Like the 100 section.
we were 190. It was a
Okay.
great section. But like I said, I had a ring post in my way. I literally had a flat screen right here above my left shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had the wedge of the Jumbotron, so I had 2 sides of it.
Okay.
Then to my far right, not only did I have another flat screen, but I had the Titantron.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of hard to keep your eyes on the ring when you have so many fucking TVs around.
Yeah.
Plus, you didn't have a good vision of it anyway. But by the end of the show, you got into it. The yes chants were kind of rough, obviously, because you can't see a thing but hands.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like applauding for a deaf person. 80,000 people.
I guess when you
Then
went to Mania,
at my gate,
were there? I heard that there was like fights and shit.
yeah, because you were laughing about it. Let me tell this story so you could feel bad for me, douche. So at my gate, there was one concession stand.
Uh-huh.
They didn't put another one for 2 gates over.
Mm-hmm.
People were wall to wall on top of each other. You were not moving unless someone pushed you.
Mm-hmm.
People were pushing kids. People were pushing people in wheelchairs. Beers were being spilled.
Was it the fake wheelchair guy? Did he get pushed?
Should have been that bastard. It took me 40 minutes to get past 2 gates.
Yeah.
It was the craziest thing
I don't
I've been
remember
to.
it being like that last year.
There were people there that were like, "Oh, this is worse than the Saints game." Well, no shit, Saints. This is 80,000 people.
Yeah.
I missed 2/3 of the tag match.
Yeah.
I missed 2/3 of the tag match, and no lie, during the main event, after the entrances and the beginning, I went to get food. There was no food left in the building. There was one hamburger.
I
did
feel
not want a
like the way
hamburger.
the arena was set up, I didn't eat. I didn't get anything to eat. I didn't get anything to drink during Mania last year, just because I was just afraid of the crowd. I didn't want to miss anything or get stuck out there. I didn't drink anything, so I wouldn't have to use the bathroom during Mania.
I didn't even.
I think I didn't piss until I got back into the city.
Well, for the tag match, that was just me leaving my phone charging at a station and then trying to get back to my seat.
I had like a backup charger with me,
So-
like a portable one.
Oh yeah, I don't have one of those. I just got a regular outlet. But yeah, that was really intense and honestly scary because people were fighting further back from me. There were fights.
So you walked in 2/3 into the tag title match.
Yeah, and then I only missed about
I mean,
I only missed about 7 minutes.
I know, like, the group that I was with, they wanted Cesaro to win. I was like, well, if he wins, then he's going to be stuck with Swagger as a team. This gives him a chance to break up and do something bigger. I was surprised when I saw him in the Battle Royal. I was like, oh, he's definitely winning.
Yeah.
So how did these superstars all magically appear in the ring?
Exactly. I don't know. Because the lights would go out. So
Oh,
that's how.
that's what I wanted to ask you was how they...
During the video packages, the
Yeah.
lights would go out,
Yeah.
And when they would come back on, it would be fucking Ninja Vanish and Ninja Reappearance.
That's all. Oh, I didn't know that.
They were doing the
I thought they all
Tatsus.
just walked out.
No.
So we
I
got
did
our
not
question
see-
answered. Who the 3 remaining spots were? David Otunga, Tyson Kidd, and Yoshitatsu.
Exactly. Oh,
I'm
Cesaro.
guessing Cesaro. I'm guessing one of them took Christian's place.
Yeah, because Christian's still not clear.
Yeah, he wasn't clear.
He looked a little looped when
Yeah.
I met him.
So I'm guessing maybe that was like David Otunga that they threw in.
Yeah, who apparently Dirt Sheets are saying he's not booked. He's not booked after that. They're not saying he's being released, but they did say that.
I mean, he hasn't been booked in like a year. I haven't seen him around. There was that one skit where he played who's lawyer?
Oh, that was longer ago than that. He was still wrestling at that time.
No, that was like the one random time they threw him in there. It was-
But they said when that was when his last appearance was until that point. But
So that's interesting. That's how they all appeared. Same thing for the
with
Divas.
Lights went out, and the Divas were in the ring, and that pissed the crowd off more, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Divas put on a good match. To me, WrestleMania 30 was the best
I feel like if
WrestleMania
Ces-
since WrestleMania 24.
Yeah, it's been that's what I would say. That's what my coworker
Like top
said as
to
well.
bottom.
Yeah, I was really
24.
impressed with top to bottom the show. I guess we can go through the card now.
Yeah.
So it opened with Hunter and Bryan. Great match.
Fantastic match.
I thought Hunter's entrance was pretty cool.
Yeah.
The crowd was really into it. The crowd was into the yesing.
Great psychology.
Definitely.
Great psychology.
I knew that Triple H would attack him
Beautiful.
after the match. I thought that was pretty good.
And the crowd was pissed about it.
Mm-hmm.
Pissed.
Good. That's the point.
Yeah.
I know everybody. I mean, everybody thought, "Oh, Hunter's gonna bury Bryan." I mean,
Come on, man.
if burying him means he looked like $1 million, then okay,
Then,
he
yeah.
did a great job.
Exactly.
The tag titles, I mean, we saw the breakup happening. The 6-man, that was pretty quick. I thought it was pretty cool. They did that triple power bomb spot.
I was upset that it was quick, but they saved it with the ending.
Yeah,
Yeah. A lot of people were just upset that Kane was wearing the business attire. I was like, how are you not surprised?
yeah.
I wasn't expecting to have some cool attire, monster style, if he's been an executive.
Then I think right after that was the Battle Royal.
And that place was nuts when Cesaro got show up. The
Yeah,
place went nuts. It was great. We loved it.
the ending was pretty cool. Just
We
the way he
loved it.
lifted Big Show
We
and threw
loved
him
it.
out.
We loved it. We
The
loved it. We loved
Kofi
it.
spot was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That was pretty
we
impressive.
went nuts for it. For the
Like I
Kofi
like that
spot.
one better than the one he did at Rumble.
I like the little interaction between Ray and Sin Cara.
Uh-huh.
And the Fandango dancing, I thought was cool. He made it was a little moment. He maximized his minutes. Good for him.
Yeah. What was after that, Matt? Was it Cena Wyatt? I had trouble during this match. We had problems with the network during this match.
Yeah.
We had like a lot of stuttering. Like something would happen and then it
Uh-huh.
would repeat.
Oh.
So like Cena would do a
Malik
move.
told me they didn't have a problem.
Maybe it was just the connection that we had because it was playing fine on
He
my
just
phone.
switched back to Time Warner too.
Yeah, because Frankie had Verizon, so we had a lot of issues.
Oh.
And it was like I know at one point and Paul Bearer got introduced like 3 times. Paul Bearer.
Yeah. The Cena Wyatt match was great. Also great psychology. I thought
Yeah.
it was cool that Cena did not lose his integrity and get DQ'd or anything like that. I thought it was great psychology. The Hall of Fame part was really special for everybody in the arena. A lot
Yeah.
of old school fans were there for that. What else was there? Is it time to talk about?
Huh?
Is it time to talk
There
about?
was the WrestleMania 1 interaction.
I loved it.
I thought it was awesome.
I loved it. And it was cool seeing even Pat Patterson in the red
Yeah.
outfit. That
And I
was
thought
cool.
it was great that Piper pushed Orndorff's hand in there. Just the thing with Mr. T. Where
And we had. Did you hear the "hug it out" chant that we started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Mr. T thing was pretty funny.
Yeah. He seems really upset. T.
Cool.
By the speech.
Yeah, I heard he was sad. I mean, I think it was a good speech, just not for that event, not for that audience. I think anywhere else it would have been fine, but not with the. I mean,
Yeah, then
there
you
was.
know you have
Then he
to
started
time
listing
practice.
holidays, and he was getting what chants?
I have not seen it because of Warrior's death. Because I'm honestly not ready to see it.
Yeah,
So
I actually have a video. Is the momometer, where he says mom. It's just all his mothers, and he says it 71 times in his speech.
that is disgusting. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. You know what? I don't even want to see it now.
Why?
Not even because of war. If I hear it, no, just because I'm gonna bury it.
You know what? I'm gonna play it right now.
mother, 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 mama's mother, 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 mother's mother, 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 mother's mother, 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 mother's mother, mother, mother's mother, 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 mother's mother, 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 mother's mother, 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 mama, mama, mother, 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 mother. I love my mother too much. Sorry.
So, and we're back.
Why did we leave, Bosch?
Because we couldn't close the show with that. Apparently, did you see that Chris Jericho tweeted that he invented Mr. T's mom? And he didn't. He made up a song on his podcast that was hilarious.
No.
Yes. So, Undertaker Brock Lesnar.
Okay. Undertaker Brock Lesnar.
First of all, this might have been one of his worst Mania matches in a while.
Was there another bad one?
I mean, at least in the last decade.
Other than the bullshit Snuka Taker one? Because Snuka...
Giant Gonzalez.
Because Snuka beat Taker.
Giant Gonzalez.
Because Snooker's feet were outside of the ropes.
I mean, I think had that not happened, it would have just been remembered as a shitty Taker match. I mean, it was one of those, like, we were watching it on the delay because we were having trouble. I was like, let's just watch it on, like, a few-minute delay. Then we kind of caught it up. And I just remember it was, like, maybe, like, 6 or 7 of us guys in the room. And it was 3 count, and it was just like, what? And then we heard the bell ring, and we were like, what happened? And then there was, like, a long pause. And it was like, the winner of the match, Brock Lesnar, and his music played, and we were like, what? And then I think once we saw all the fans' faces, we just burst out into laughter.
Well,
I think
from being there live,
I think the fans' faces made it comical for us. Just the group that I was with were all assholes, so we found just the fans' faces to be hilarious. Between the black guy and the one guy, like, even the Brock Lesnar guy was shocked.
He was there, right?
They had a shot of him where he was just like...
From being there live, and then putting it together the next day, it seems like Taker, when he got his concussion from what is being reported as the single leg takedown, I have not seen the match over again.
I've seen the ending a few times.
I've only seen the ending. So it seems like once Taker got his concussion, Brock was in control of the match, calling the spots.
Yeah.
And it seems like what Taker was doing was obviously his comeback and his finishers. That is reflexive. A lot of times when wrestlers get concussions, they just know the things that they have to do.
Well, kind of like Brock was able to do a fucking F5 after that shooting star.
So it seems like he was just going through the motions.
Yeah. It did look like that.
Now, this is from being there live. When the ref counted 3, the entire Silverdome thought that it was a botch.
Yeah, that's what we thought.
Now, here's what did not air on the network that I did not like. No one believed it, and no one's faces changed. When the 3 count happened, everyone stood up.
Yeah.
Because they were waiting to see, all right, is the match still going? Or was that a fuck-up? Is this really happening?
I heard that the referee didn't even know.
Yeah. This is what happened at the arena that I was pissed that WWE did not air. When the screen changed to 21-1,
yeah,
the entire stadium went, oh! WWE didn't air that. That pissed me off. When that happened, then we knew what we saw.
Yeah. I mean, what's your opinion on the decision? I mean, it was weird because I feel like Brock lost all the matches he was supposed to win and then wins the one he's supposed to lose. But I think, obviously this was like Undertaker. It was his choice. Apparently only Vince, Hunter, Heyman,
right.
Hunter,
only the guys
Brock Lesnar
involved knew, which is smart. And the finish wasn't on the board.
I wish I would have had some instinct to go bet some money on Brock. I would have had a nice amount right now.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe his logic was, let's say he does give it. Let's say he would have given it to Punk or a Roman Reigns or Bray Wyatt. Like, these guys are so young that you don't know what the future holds for them. So like, what happens if they do mess up down the line? Or let's just say these guys are on TV on a weekly basis. They're bound to lose. They're bound to like be exposed.
Once you beat The Undertaker, you're indestructible. And then what if Punk, who, I don't care what anybody says, nobody wanted Shawn Michaels to break the fucking streak. Nobody wanted Triple H to break the streak.
I wanted Shawn to break.
Do you think unanimously they wanted those two guys to do it?
No.
Right? If you polled 100 people, you think they're all going to say yes?
I mean, I don't think it should have ever ended, but...
Right, here's my thing. What if it was Punk? Look at him a year later. Where is he?
Exactly.
That's my beef. And then when you put it on a younger guy...
That's what I just said.
No, I'm saying I'm backing you up.
Oh, thank you. I feel like with a guy like Lesnar, he has that legitimacy to him that
Exactly.
he's a UFC fighter. He already has a track record. Like, okay, yeah, what happened a decade ago? Okay. I mean, he's also not a full-time guy, so his few matches he can't shine. And if he does lose, it means something.
I do know that...
If Bryan beats him, it means something. If Cesaro beats him, it means something.
I do know that if he comes back for SummerSlam, he can't lose.
I mean, and now there's talks of having either him and Rock or him and Cesaro.
Which is great.
The fact that Cesaro is even in that sentence is huge. The fact that his name is being thrown out there.
Question. What do you do if it's him and Rock for the belt?
That means that he would win it before then.
Okay, no, I'm talking after Mania. One of those guys is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
That's my problem with that sentence. Brock versus Rock, WWE title, Mania.
I mean, if you put...
I mean, Brock is the guy between those
right
two
now,
that will likely stay.
Right now, the only guy I would want to see go over on Brock would be Bryan.
Oh, yeah.
So that means if Bryan does win, he beat the guy that broke the streak. I mean, I think if it was to be... Like, I guess in that moment it didn't make sense, but then you have a week to kind of digest it and think about it, and it does make sense that it would be Brock, because Brock's not going to be on Raw every Monday where he's bound to lose a match and he's bound to be overexposed.
And I definitely can tell you now with Warriors passing, he's not going to be there on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was not expecting him to be, but in case they swerve us, he's definitely not going to be there.
I mean, I would like
Paul
to see...
Heyman hit such a home run on Raw.
Oh,
Jesus
oh
Christ,
my
was he
God.
amazing. He was amazing.
I feel the one negative that came out of that was just... It took the energy out of the crowd for the main event, and I felt like it kind of took away from Bryan's moment that could have been bigger. I mean, the crowd did pick up towards the end, but I know during Bryan's entrance, the yes wasn't as loud as it was in the opening match.
Oh, well, that I call that, because remember, that's doing that twice.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that it was going to pick up when he won, which it did. I mean...
But I think it took away from... I think the Undertaker loss kind of sucked the energy out of the crowd.
Bosh. People were crying. And people left. I spoke to FMB yesterday. He left.
Yeah.
FMB left. People were crying. People left. It was a happening. It was a scene. We were part of history.
Yeah.
We were part of history. And I enjoyed the Divas match, just to kind of move on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think... We've said our opinions about the Taker thing.
Yeah.
We could talk about this all day.
Mm-hmm.
But what can we say that hasn't been said already? So, let's just move on. I enjoyed the Divas match. I thought it was one of the better ones that we've had in years.
Yeah. I thought the main event was pretty good.
I enjoyed the main event, and,
I felt pretty bad for Orton when he landed on that TV screen.
oh my God.
I don't know if you were able to see it. Oh, you probably saw it on the screen.
Well, we saw that. I saw that happen because
Yeah.
I saw the announce table, so I saw that drop, and it looked like Orton and Bryan went to hell. So
but
it was
Orton,
cool.
that back
That
landed
metal
on the
box,
that
metal
TV.
box, yeah. Was it a TV or was it like a switchboard?
No, it was a monitor.
That was a monitor.
And
Jeez.
his back was. Did you see that? I posted it on Instagram.
No, I just just
back
saw it
was
on TV
bleeding.
Screen. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the main event
Yeah.
immensely. I thought the drama was rewatching it. Where's the gash?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't show, but
Oh.
if you go to the new Botchamania, this week's
Okay, it's there
Botchamania,
already?
it's on there. Yeah, pretty good Botchamania. Mania edition.
Oh, I gotta see that.
Oh, I mean, we didn't talk about the opening segment. Austin, Rock, and Hogan.
Oh, well, let's save that for the end now because we're already getting to the closing. I thought the drama was great. I thought Triple H and Steph getting involved was fantastic. We all knew that was going to happen, but how they did. The stretcher spot was cool, especially because we thought it was for Orton.
I thought the stretcher was for Orton too because I was
yeah.
like, damn, he really fucked up his back there.
Yeah, we thought it was for Orton. So it was cool. Again, it was... I cried being there. When Hogan came out, then Austin came out, Rock came out, and I just sat down and cried. I couldn't believe where I was and everything.
I thought that was a great way to open the show.
Let me not say that. I was able to... Just being able to go on a trip. I'll leave that first part out. Yeah, it was a great opener. It was a great opener because we all knew those guys were going to be there. We just didn't know what they were going to do.
Yeah.
But it was entertaining as hell.
I mean, and they managed to do it without having to get physical.
Yeah, which was cool. It was cool. It was cool.
Raw?
Yeah, just real quick. So I don't know if Matthew met Big Show in the parking lot.
Okay.
And I don't think I've told you this yet, but
I saw a picture. You sent me a picture.
Yeah, I sent you a picture of that. But he saw Big Show in the parking lot. We found out where the WWE were staying. No, I'm not telling you. Saw Scott Hall. Saw Pat Patterson in the WWE hotel. And I literally was standing not even a full foot away from Vince McMahon.
Nice.
Didn't get to shake his hand or anything because he was getting in and out of the limo. He just pretty much got his stuff from the hotel, jumped in a limo to drive to Lafayette.
Okay.
He was with DeFranco actually and 2 or 3 other guys. Yeah, and then we saw Triple H and Steph. It looks like they crashed at the Roosevelt.
Okay.
And then drove the next day. But yeah, it was cool. It was a cool experience. Raw, crowd was hot.
Oh yeah, from the moment from the pre-show, it was.
Crowd was hot. I don't know
why they had Dolph Ziggler jobbing the Ryback in the first.
Why they used the word sellout on the dirt sheets? Because I can tell you it wasn't sold out.
Okay.
At least not that top level. There were notable sections, and I mean rows missing.
Okay.
So it wasn't a sellout to me. I mean, the floor level and where the hard cam and the TV was, that's fine. That's what really matters.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Kayfabe, brother. Come on.
Kayfabe, brother. I got to keep it alive somehow. Awesome crowd, awesome energy. We were hoping that... A lot of us were kind of afraid that Bryan wasn't going to open. We thought we were going to get Triple H. But we were glad, what did happen. And also, did they play the audience during the Bo Dallas promo?
Yeah.
They did in the back. We popped so loud for the fucking Bo Leaf thing.
Even before, I knew who it was just from the...
Oh, I heard his voice,
Yeah.
but the crowd didn't seem to know. But we popped so loud when we saw that shit.
And Adam Rose.
We popped louder for Bo.
Okay.
Both times that it aired, we were nuts for Bo Dallas. For the Adam Rose thing, he got a pop too.
Paige got a really good pop. I was expecting...
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I heard AJ cut that Best Diva in the World promo, I was like, she beat all the divas last night. I'm like, this is a perfect chance for Paige to come out. And when I saw her in ring gear, I was like, they're going to put the belt on her.
Yep.
And I was wondering, how can they bring in Paige to be bigger than all these other chicks that they've brought up, like Emma and Summer?
I thought it was cool.
I thought it was cool, too.
It was cool.
a lot of people are saying, what's the chase
like
now?
Mike said yesterday, you just took a girl who was down here and put her all the way up here, and now you got 30 girls behind her.
I can see, I'm intrigued because I can see her and AJ having a pretty good feud for the title.
Well,
while the Total Divas
they're
focus on their
AJ's
thing.
Getting cut.
Really?
Yeah, they're saying that AJ's getting cut.
Why?
She's on the pegging order.
So it's not just a
saying.
gimmick?
Mike trained her.
Huh?
All
Okay.
those guys know her because they trained her.
Yeah.
So, that's what they're hearing. But yeah, Raw was a fantastic show.
John Cena.
John Cena. So the crowd was into that match, man.
Yeah.
If the Wides didn't win that match, they were gonna go.
I feel like just watching it I was watching on my iPad and I felt the energy.
If the Wides didn't win that match,
Oh.
that place was gonna go batshit.
There was a sign that
was
said if
Wyatt
Cena
O'Riot. Wyatt O'Riot,
if Cena
brother.
wins, we Wyatt.
Yeah, it was Wyatt O'Riot that night. Fandango, of course, was over.
He's bound to be over once a year.
Yeah, I knew that thing was going to die out, but it was good to see it back for a night. I don't know how I feel about him and Summer Rae breaking up. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, I don't know how I feel about it.
How was Rusev's debut?
Oh, we didn't like it.
Yeah.
I
And especially when you throw him in there with somebody who's over with that kind of crowd, like Ryder.
Yeah. I
he might not-
genuinely think that. Oh well, first of all, when Barrett came out, it was amazing.
Oh,
Especially because at Access, he actually said he retired.
and I was surprised he wasn't in the Battle Royal.
I wasn't.
He did come out during the Hall of Fame.
I
man.
heard it was amazing, and
Yeah.
none of the guys knew it was happening, and they loved it.
Yeah.
I generally do think, and I had a conversation with someone a little while back. I don't think when somebody debuts, I think we're over people getting squashed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think when someone debuts, we want to see.
I mean, I felt bad that
A
Paige
2-minute
botched.
match,
Oh, the finish was botched for that the Divas title.
not that bad.
It was.
Well, I mean, no offense. They should not have, from an infrared, you should not have made her go for the flipping inverted Russian leg.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could have came up with a better finish, but that's Paige's finisher.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like she was going to tap to the Scorpion Crosslock.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I don't think it was that bad. She just couldn't catch the leg because of how awkward
Yeah.
that counter was. But, yeah, and the closing was great, too. We were, in fact... I know a lot of people in my section...
I mean, I thought it was cool the way that they set up that small seed where Kane blew up the spot, where he said that Triple H was the one that sent them out to attack the Shield.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool little, subtle seed planted there.
We were a little upset that we didn't get a Triple H Bryan rematch for the belt.
Yeah.
We did want to see them, wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
But once we saw Orton and Batista get DQ'd, was it? Or counted out?
No, they came out during the tag title match? Yeah.
What was it? They got DQ'd or counted out, right?
Yeah, something like
Once we saw that, we knew what was happening. Mm-hmm. We knew what was happening, and then, of course, they
that. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing the Evolution Shield match.
Yeah, me too. A lot of
I
people...
think that can, if they drag it out long enough, I don't see why it couldn't be the second main event for SummerSlam.
Yeah. Well, there's rumors of War Games, but they can't do it till after August. Mm-hmm. But I was like, you have a pay-per-view, it's called Survivor Series. You haven't cared about it in 10 years. How about you do that?
Yeah.
But,
I feel like that's such a long time from now for it to... I mean, I would love for it to drag out
that. They did it with Bryan for that long. They could do it with that. But
Bryan,
I would rather see it at SummerSlam.
The Bryan thing, they weren't planning on. That one fell into their lap because CM Punk walked out.
I don't know.
That fell into...
Right,
he was gonna face Sheamus at fucking WrestleMania.
That's true.
That was thanks to Punk walking out that... The Daniel Bryan feud. Oh, yeah, we've also been feuding with Bryan for the last 6 months. Let's just pick this story up. Because we had him fucking turning heel for 2 weeks to join the Wyatts.
Well.
Anyways. What about, I was shocked when Paul Heyman came out for
Oh my
Cesaro.
God, we loved it. We ate that shit up.
I think because everybody was expecting a babyface turn.
Yeah, and I heard he's gonna go heel. He went heel on SmackDown, right? Full blown.
I mean, he's great as a heel.
Makes sense. Hey, he's great as a heel.
I mean,
that's a guy at this point.
If they let's just say what's to say that if he turned babyface, he wouldn't have become kind of a watered down babyface.
Yeah.
And as a heel, he could challenge Bryan, and I mean, he's going from
Congratulations to
one amazing manager to another.
Bryan, by the way.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Congratulations to Bryan Danielson and the new Mrs. Bryan
Somebody
Danielson.
else, I think, got married this week too. Was it?
Not that I know of.
No, I'm sorry. No, maybe real life, not wrestlers. Not that I think of. Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic week. And then getting to find out where the WWE guys were staying, it was one of those things like, have we known sooner?
Mm-hmm.
It was cool. And then, that Raw was. Do you think the Jersey Raw is better at Izod than last year?
I don't know.
I honestly don't know. That's why I'm asking you because you were
I would
there.
say from watching it on TV, I would say that maybe the New Orleans one.
I honestly can't decide.
I think for our crowd, it was pretty much
Mostly the chants.
we had a bunch of random chants because there was a boring match going on in the ring, so I think that's what kind of highlighted it. But other than that, I think overall, as far as a better show, it was probably the New Orleans.
Yeah, because the highlight was the Ziggler winning for you guys.
Yeah,
and then
pretty much.
We had quite a show.
Yours was top to bottom. I just remember it was an adrenaline rush the whole show. And I was watching.
Plus we had Warrior. No.
That I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, what just an amazing
unfortunately, just
My first and my second time seeing him is my last.
yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it was just a terrible ending to what was a great week. Probably one of the best Mania weekends. And I just think it's just amazing that with the network that they had all those specials like WrestleMania Today, the red carpet special for the Hall of Fame.
How was that? I didn't get to see that.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's different. I would imagine it was good, right?
So, I mean, I saw The Rock's mom and daughter there, so I kind of figured he was going to be there.
Alpha and Sika were at Access. I didn't get to meet them, though.
Oh.
By the time I tried to jump on their line, they closed it.
Yeah. So, I think just the future looks bright. I think with the network, with all this young talent between the Shield.
And, you know, JR said that they
With
would
Brian,
the
the
reset
Sh-
button, and they did.
Yeah, with Brian, the Shield, the Wyatts, Cesaro. You kind of got the legend, like Cena, Orton, Batista, Triple H. They're kind of stepping back and letting these new guys shine. So, I mean, hopefully we're on the verge of an uprise. I mean, also, I mean, just
I think before SummerSlam, though, we'll see the Cena Bryan rematch.
before SummerSlam.
Before SummerSlam, I don't see SummerSlam having the same main event as last year.
Really?
For obvious reasons, unless they're going to make it coexist with Total Divas again. I see Bryan taking on either a brand new competitor, be it an established star like a Triple H or a Cesaro or a Wyatt. But point being, I don't see him taking on Cena at SummerSlam. I see him taking on Cena before.
Maybe Money in the Bank.
Maybe. I mean, also remember he's going to be with the Authority probably for another 2 to 3 months.
Okay.
You know, and remember he's got to take on Orton and Batista.
Unless maybe they wait till Survivor Series.
I'm sure we'll see another triple threat match.
Okay.
The rematch with those three.
Maybe a Fatal 4.
I'm sure. Why not? I'm sure we'll see another.
Maybe they'll bring back the Fatal 4 pay-per-view. No? Okay.
What a bad pay-per-view that was. Good match, bad pay-per-view. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll get the WrestleMania rematch.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure we'll get Bryan and those guys individually on a Raw at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I think we're gonna get Triple H wrestling like 3 times this year.
I heard that they're also building maybe him and Roman
Isn't that for next year though? I don't know how I feel about that.
for next year's Mania.
Yeah, I think. No, it's for SummerSlam, right?
SummerSlam.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
For both those guys. You know, SummerSlam's, shaping up into a big show. I wish they gave that much attention to other pay-per-views, Survivor Series. So, just saying, man.
Yeah.
They shit on it every year. It pisses me off.
I mean, that could be like a nice culmination, have like the War Games type match with
Yeah.
Bryan in the Shield versus Kane.
My thing is, if you really wanted to do it, but you don't have a setup until after SummerSlam,
Survivor
that's
Series.
where you do it. Just
Yeah.
saying. They need to hire me, Bosch.
Huh?
They need to hire me, Bosch.
Both of us.
That's true.
I mean, I predicted the Mania angle once again.
We're joining offices. We have desks right in front of each other. It would be amazing. But yeah, what a
week.
What a week. Negative and positive. What a week this has been. And it kinda next week is when things will heat up. I think, because tomorrow's gonna be all about Warrior.
Yeah.
I don't see any
Major storyline.
No, I think it'll be much like the Eddie show. And because we don't really have, we have the Bryan storyline,
Yeah.
but we don't know who's next in the title matches in the fold.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I don't think we're gonna see any storylines, major at least.
I mean, he has between like the 3 guys coming after him, so that's
Yeah,
you can. I mean, with all the pay-per-views or special events, I mean, I guess there's other things we didn't really get to cover.
Oh, I just want to say that Rosa Mendez did say at Access she would go out with me.
Oh.
Because I told her, I said if I was 2 feet tall, I would ask you out on a date right now. And she said, well, you are cute, but I'm really focusing on my career right now. I was like, okay, so meet me in the parking lot. So I'm just saying.
I guess we can get into that next week because this episode's been kind of.
It's been a little long.
We can talk about a young man that signed with the WWE this week. For what reason?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, some say he's going to wrestle The Undertaker next year.
You're right.
Right.
You see that sad Sting fan in the front row on Raw?
I saw the picture, yeah.
We got Global Force Wrestling.
Don't
It's
start.
coming.
Don't start.
We had a small bearded man win
We
the
had,
heavyweight
like, 5
title.
people leave. We had like 5 people leave TNA.
Sabin.
Saban's gone. Daniels and Kazarian are next to leave apparently.
They're all gonna end up in Jared's promotion.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, from what I hear, it's gonna be maybe like a reality show leading into the promotion, like them looking for talent around the world.
I don't want to see any of that. Unless I join the cast. Why not?
But we shall see. Until next week, guys.
For Life Podcast. When you listen to your podcast, you listen to it for life. Add us on social media at Twitter. On Twitter, rather, at For Life Podcast. That's IVLIFE Podcast. On Instagram, see our photos. See us in real life. IVLIFE Podcast. Get us individually on
ForLifePodcast.com.
social media. You can find Bosch on Instagram with his name being.
I am the Bosch.
You can find him on Twitter with his name being.
I am the Bosch.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Ravishing James.
I am the Bosch. Oh no,
It's
your name's.
that's the same way it sounds. Please add me on Twitter. I need the help. So yes,
Because when you're listening to your podcast, you're listening to it
for
for life,
Life
Chico.
Warriors.